Good morning, dear. I'm delighted to address you at the 2025 School Innovation Forum. My name is June Lowery, and I work in the European Commission for DG Connect, the Directorate General that develops and implements policies to make Europe fit for the digital age. As your agenda for this conference proves, digital skills and online safety now form two sides of the same coin. Work on improving digital skills so no one is left behind in the digital transformation, especially of our public services, and work on ensuring online safety and well-being for all ages, but especially minors, are increasingly complementary and intertwined. And so we in DG Connect, looking at online safety, are in close contact with our colleagues in DG AAC, such as Francesca Maltauro, who has the pleasure to be with you in person today. We also work very closely with European SchoolNet and a network of safer internet centres across Europe, and we have done so for many years, seeking to equip generations of minors with the skills and the knowledge they need to make informed choices online and to know what to do if things go wrong. And as a good example of how administrations can efficiently link children's social skills, technical skills, and responsible use of technology, the Portuguese Ministry of Education itself is part of the Portuguese Safer Internet Centre. So resources developed by the Safer Internet Centre on online safety can be deployed directly in Portuguese schools. It's a great model because digital technology is playing an ever greater role in children's childhoods and in their education, and it's almost unavoidable. And so it's great that today and tomorrow the forum will explore how to harness the power of digital technology to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative, as the song says, in a common aim that we share with you to empower and support all learners across Europe through effective, safe, and inclusive digital practices. So the European Commission is really committed to making sure that technology serves as an ally in education, fostering environments where every learner can thrive, and where this and future generations are inspired to play an active part in Europe's digital transformation. Because technology has undeniably transformed and is continuing to transform education, among other sectors, offering unprecedented opportunities for learning and collaboration. It opens the doors to limitless information at the touch of a button, connects students globally at relatively low cost, and can provide innovative and fun learning experiences. However, these benefits come with challenges for both teachers and students. To name but one, the age-old problem of bullying is now turbocharged by technology into cyberbullying. About 1 in 6 adolescents in the EU report being a victim of cyberbullying, and cyberbullying is the main reason for children to contact our helplines. President von der Leyen is very aware of the impact and misery cyberbullying can bring to its victims. And so we are now working on an action plan against it. Due in early 2026, the action plan against cyberbullying will establish an EU framework that will foster prevention and encourage both reporting and comprehensive support for cyberbullying victims. And we expect there to be a particular focus on minors and young adults and other vulnerable groups. But cyberbullying is sadly only one type of online harm that children may encounter. And while many schools now ban mobile phones within the classroom, teachers still often have to deal with the impact of the problems described by Silke Müller in her best-selling book, Wir verlieren unsere Kinder. We are losing our children. The problems described include children receiving harmful, illegal, or wildly age-inappropriate content via messaging apps, encountering such content online, and that can range from dick pics to the use of nuding apps, to sextortion, to grooming, online radicalization, online racially discriminatory material, extreme misogyny, age-inappropriate access to pornography or online violence, to name only the top of the list. And on top of that comes the most recent and perhaps the most profound change of generative AI, with tools like ChatGPT revolutionizing essay writing and how we have tested students' knowledge and ability to express themselves in writing for centuries. Perhaps in your work, AI is already being used to design personalized education plans, even to prepare exams or to process school applications. And all this technological change falls on a cohort of teachers already under huge pressure to cope with all sorts of societal problems and who often feel underqualified to cope with a rapidly changing technological environment. It's no wonder both parents and teachers can feel overwhelmed. Now, I'm not listing all this to depress you at the start of what promises to be a very good day. It's clear educators and parents need tools, support, and practical advice to encourage safe, responsible, and positive use of technologies by children. And so we in the European Commission fund the Better Internet for Kids portal. Google it if you don't know it, and have a look at it even if you do, because it was recently revamped and is even better nowadays. And the portal offers exactly that help. And together with the network of safer internet centres in nearly all member states, we reach over 30 million people in Europe each and every year. The Better Internet for Kids portal offers a wealth of resources for students, educators and parents. And the Safer Internet Centres develop these localised resources, so they're in many different European and other languages. The Safer Internet Centres also meet with children and parents in person, and they each run a national helpline where anyone can seek help or advice about online matters free of charge. There is even a teacher's corner on the BIC portal, so please do check it out. But perhaps the best and most lasting protection of all is for young people to understand the technology that surrounds them. Children also need those basic practical digital skills to be confident and competent digital citizens, to recognise disinformation, to know how to report online harms, and to know their rights as online consumers and as citizens. And we also want and need more young people to see the professional as well as the personal opportunities of digital, to be curious about how this wizardry happens, and to see digital as a way to bring about positive change. And one way we support that in the Commission is through the EU Code Week, a flagship initiative that introduces young learners to coding, broadening their understanding of technology in a fun way. It's another great resource available to you free of charge. Codeweek.eu is the website, and it offers bite-sized, ready-to-use classroom materials and training, which you can also look at even as a family. And the resources aim to appeal to girls as well as boys, because with only 1 in 5 of the ICT workforce currently a woman, we need to tackle this gender gap. And if you Google EU Women in Digital, you'll find our webpage explaining what we are doing about it. Anyway, by learning to create rather than just to consume digital content, students can gain agency and confidence. And the skills they gain are not just technical skills, but also creativity and problem-solving skills, competencies that will be invaluable in their future careers, whatever direction they choose. And so we, in Connect, but also with our colleagues in DG AAC and other Commission services, we undertake a wide range of actions to encourage students, and girls especially, into STEM studies and careers. And the strategic need for this was highlighted in the Union of Skills package of texts adopted in early March, which I'm sure Francesca previously mentioned. So we've looked at digital safety and well-being, digital skills leading to a more inclusive and diverse digital workforce and active use of thereof. And for many of you here, the third pillar is perhaps the technology in education and those emerging technologies that can be real disruptors to the education sector. Well, even if virtual worlds and the metaverse have not yet taken over the classroom as was predicted just a few years ago, we now can look at emerging technologies like AI and how these can enhance education, the topic indeed of the forum this year. And at the Commission, we are involved in crafting policies and frameworks so that such technologies are designed and deployed effectively and ethically. The AI Act is the world's first legal framework for AI. And as it gradually enters into force, it will tackle the risk of potential discrimination in decision making, for example, on access to further education, on making appropriate personalised learning paths, for example, on decisions on welfare payments. And it also commits to more action on AI literacy, because we know that AI-driven tools can have their place in the classroom. They can adapt content to fit individual learning paces, ensuring no student is left behind. And this personalised approach can transform the educational experience, especially for outliers within the classroom, and making it responsive to diverse learner needs, helping teachers and helping students. So in conclusion, I'm sure you'll be glad to know, our collective aim is to create technology that will empower inclusive and healthy learning environments through cooperation, through shared knowledge, through innovation and funded actions such as online safety and Code Week. We can support digital experiences that can enhance rather than hinder student and teacher well-being. So enjoy the next 2 days, exchanging ideas, making new friends, forging partnerships. And may your discussions lead to a brighter future for all our schools and communities. I wish you a very positive forum, and I thank you for your attention. Thanks.